Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. We've got Teresa. She's a paramedic who's recently just moved to near Canberra. We were just talking about our event that we had that she came to, which is awesome. And she's done amazingly well on the program. And she's, I think, 12 kilos. You're down now, aren't you? 12 kilos? Yeah, which is so good. I was just watching the video from the event, and I've obviously got you in there talking, listening to you, saying, "Oh, everyone sees me," and they're like, "Oh, I've lost all this weight," which is so awesome. But Teresa, I'll stop crapping on, and you tell the viewers, why did you join the program? What were the issues that you were having, and how did they affect your life?
Oh, so you have to embarrass me straight off. But actually, you know what? One day, this is literally what happened. I went to put my shoes on and my gut was so big. I couldn't put my shoes on. Well, I could put them on, but I struggled. And I thought, oh my God, I'm 43. I'm like, oh my God, you're literally eating yourself to death. That is just the thought that I had in my head. And I was like, how can you be at this age and you're a paramedic, you're going to start to struggle with your job? How can you be like this, And I guess the difficult thing for me was, because I've had some cardiac issues in the past, my cardiologist said I can't do cardio. So in my head, I was like, I could probably change my food, but can't do anything. Anyway, that's when I stumbled across Mental Life on Facebook. And when I saw that it was strength training, I was like, maybe I can do this. This is not cardio. The more I read into it, and I took it off to my cardiologist, which just happened to be about 2 weeks after I found it. And I said to him, what do you think? And he said, go for it.
Oh, that's so awesome. What a good cardiologist. And had you done any sort of other diets or training programs previously?
To be honest, diet-wise, I probably, if I tried to watch what I was eating, I'd probably go to that extreme where you go back to 1,200 calories. And it would last 2 or 3 days, and then I'd be like, oh, stuff this, I can't live like this. And then I'd be just smacking into a chocolate bar or a bag of lollies or something, So not really, other people on the program have had that background, but I have never been really an extreme dieter. I probably didn't really care what I ate probably for about 20 years, so that's kind of where I came from. But in terms of exercise, I tried heaps, I used to actually play women's AFL, and I'm really short. I'm probably the shortest full forward ever. And I was training, twice a week, playing the game, and I was running 2Ks a day, as well on top of that. And, to be honest, I never lost much weight. I never really toned up. I think maximum weight was about 4 kilos, and my clothes probably didn't change substantially. And that was with 3 years of solid training like that. So what I've achieved in 8 months is incredible compared to what I did across those 3 years, which was nothing about. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's and I think you're right. Something happens with most women where they get to that point where they're like, I just need to do something. It's
I literally just had that thought, oh, you are eating yourself to death. I just literally thought that. And as I said, I'd had that cardio history, and there's a bit of cardio history in my family as well. I was just thinking, I really love my job. If I want to do this long term, I can't be this fat person who can't carry things, Essentially, I had to, have some level of fitness to do my job. And, although I wasn't struggling doing it at that point, I could just see, if I continued going along that path, it would be difficult. But it's quite amazing now that I'm stronger and lost that weight. I notice the difference of it. I notice, I can just pick the kids up and it's not a struggle. And I just notice I'm not out of breath going upstairs and stuff like that. I really do notice the difference at work.
Totally. And can you talk about then, I guess, what are the results that you've seen since coming to the program?
So as you said, I've lost that weight. My pants at work were so big now that everyone started to ask me why I've got clown pants on. I literally had to get 2 sizes down, and they're still a bit big on me. I had a quick look because I've never really looked at, other than I knew the weight, but I hadn't really looked at the measurements. And I had a quick look the other day because I knew we were going to do this interview, and I was a bit surprised. I was went to my partner and I said, wow, I've lost 15 centimetres off my ass. Geez, where did 15 centimetres go? There's things like that. So it was that's where the most of it's come off is hips, backside kind of area. I think it's been about 9 centimeters off my waist kind of area, but yeah, it's mainly the hips and the backside is definitely, I think it's like 15, 16 centimeters each, something like that. Yeah, and hence why my pants are loose. Then even like I'm quite big breasted, and I hadn't seen a friend for 6 months, and the first thing she came up, she said, "Oh my God, you lost your tits." And I had to look because I didn't really notice. And then I went and looked back on the, hey, we do the pre-photos and then 6 months on, and I noticed like where the bra sits under your arm, there was a gap, probably about 5 centimeters that had gone. Wow. And I was like, oh yeah, I have lost my tits. Like I didn't notice that bit, but I have. Like, and I'm now, because like I was telling you, I used to buy large shirts. I'm buying smalls now. So, and the main reason was to accommodate the area, so it's quite good. So I've obviously lost quite a bit of weight around that area. So yeah.
And how are you feeling just in yourself now?
Oh, amazing. Like every day when I'm eating, I've got this mindset now where I see it as fuel. I don't see it as, oh my God, I'm killing myself because I'm eating so healthy. I like the food and that sort of stuff, and like I've been doing these things 8 or 9 months now, and I can honestly say that in that time I have not gone, oh my God, I want some sugar, and gone and smashed a pack of lollies or chocolate. I've not touched it. I think I've deviated from my food like 2 days, and that was just due to birthday parties on my sister's 40th and my son's football thing. And even then, I ate mindfully at those events, and I didn't like alter anything that had gone in that week. So it's a different like mindset, and I don't find it hard. Like, so I know some people are like, oh, the food is this or whatever, or they stick to the same. I don't. I really mix it up. Because my client is quite a good cook, if we're having like lasagna or stroganoff or whatever, we just sit down and go, oh, what's in it? All right. And we just change it out to wild food, and pretty much everyone in the family eats that way. And we're not going to cook 2-3 different meals for everybody. We usually just switch around some ingredients, and I still eat what they're eating, So yeah, I don't see a problem with it. And meal planning, it literally takes me 5 minutes a day now, because I just go, I just put in my breakfast. I pretty much have the same because I like that breakfast. I put in my lunch, my dinner, and then I just do the snacks around it, and pack it all up, and off I go. That's it.
And how many calories are you eating a day now?
2,200.
So you've lost 12 kilos eating 2,200 calories a day.
Yeah. So initially I was on 1,800, but went up quite quick because I was getting hungry. I think maybe 2 months in, I went up to about 2.2. So yeah. So I have been losing that amount of weight, eating that much food, which is great because I love my food. Like,
And who does your diet for you?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Oh. So yeah. So I guess that's a good part of this program is, you choose what you like, and I always say to my friends, because I have this thing every day, I will pull out a piece of fudge, and I've got like some chocolate that I have at night, and that's usually kind of one of the things that goes into my meal plan each day, because I think I really want this. I know I've got a really sweet tooth. To me, like, that's going to make me happy, and I know that when I sit down at night, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'm going to have my chocolate, and I'm going to have my little sweetie treat, whether it be ice cream or fudge or whatever it is, and that's enough. Like, I honestly have not craved anything for so I do my meal plan, and I know I'm going to have that treat, and I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So awesome. And now, Teresa, when women come into the program, they've always got some reservations, and I'm sure you were probably the same when you joined. But they wonder, they're like, oh, I'm really worried about doing this online. It's an online program. How have you found it doing it online? The delivery, the support, the coaching?
I've found it really good. So you guys start from real basics. So initially you're doing all the movements just with your own body with no weight. So gives you a chance to get into the right movements without hurting yourself. And then you do it with, just a lightweight, and you send those videos through. And initially, like, I wasn't getting to depth of my squats. And I sent a few videos in, and I had a one-on-one phone call, I think it was with April, and she just got me to, like, live, you know, keep doing this, let's alter this, like, so it was a live chat, and I got it, and that was it, and since then I've been fine. So yeah, so, you know, you send your videos in, you get feedback, so it's really good. I know, like, I've done weights before, but I have never done like the weightlifting kind of stuff, and so it was really good to have that support. And, you know, like, I've had my moments just due to I've got a lot going on in my life outside of work, you know, family. I've got 3 kids with disabilities, you know, and sometimes I'm like, and, you know, it might not even be program related, to be honest, and the coaches, like, usually pick up on what's going on, and we'll go, hey, you want to chat? And I've had a few chats with Angelina not too long ago, you know, just when I moved and trying to sort things out, and we came up with a plan, and yeah, so it's been really supportive. It's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, so I think to myself, I feel like I'm so busy, but I don't have any kids, and I don't have kids with disability. You know, like, I think I really admire the mums in the program. Like, I think you guys are really amazing, and, you know, just the fact that you have gone, I need to be better. I need to lose this weight, and you've jumped in, and you've had, like you said, challenges, but you've been really resourceful, and you've, you know, asked yourself, how can I? So you should be really fucking proud of yourself. Like, you really should be, because a lot of women would give up in your shoes, you know, but you haven't, which is so awesome. Imagine where you'll be in another 12 months.
Yeah. I hope so.
Mate, it's amazing. Yeah.
That'd be good. You know, it's like you feel good about yourself, you know. Like, I know I feel heaps good about myself because, yeah, I knew my gut, like, in particular, was really big before. That was the bit that I noticed more so, and now I don't. I sit down, and I actually don't have a roll there anymore. It's, like, amazing. I just read there now. I just, like, sit down, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. That's what I think to myself, you know. And I've had to go buy all these clothes, like, I literally have.
And for a good reason. Yeah.
I've got a pair of jeans. I put them on the other day. There was the ones that fit snugly without a belt, and you would be surprised. Like, I literally could put another half of me in it now. I was just gobsmacked. I was like, holy shit, like, it was like that huge, but in your head you don't see that. You don't, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
And you're like, oh my God.
Oh, you feel so much better. And the second one is, I just don't know if I'll have time. And I'm like, well, you work full time and you got 3 kids. What would you say to
that? Look, sometimes it's difficult, but, like, one of the things that we do is sometimes we will cook something that will cover us for 2 nights, so that I know that second night I don't need to cook, and then we can, like, I got that free at that time to go do something. I tend to get through my workouts quite quick, I guess, compared to other people. I think I don't have big gaps between. I just go smash it out. So most of the time it usually takes me an hour. Look, I've got really basic equipment at home. I've got, like, a bar. I think I've got up to 40 kilos in weights, and I've got a bench. And if I can't get to the gym, which is what's kind of happened where I've moved because there's no gym in town, I'll still do what I can out of my program, and then I'll do some extra core exercises. Just I've still got some muscle separation from having the boys a few years ago, or quite a few now. But so I've just been kind of trying to work on that. So yeah, and next time I go to the gym, if there's 2 or 3 exercises that I haven't done, that I haven't been able to do at home, I'll just make them up. So, you know, I guess it's what, you know, if you've got little time, then see what you can do at home, you know, because, going to the gym is going to take time to get there. Getting there to come back is whatever. As I said, I try and free up time by cooking those meals together. And, you know, when you do have time, instead of, like, I think a lot of people go, I don't have time, but you do, you know, you just got to go, I'm going now, you know.
Totally.
Go,
I'm doing it.
You know.
Yeah.
That's right. It's like sometimes I know I've got to pick the boys up at 3:15. I'm like, oh, it's 2:15. I'm just going to go now, go to the gym on the way and go get the boys after. You
Yeah.
know, instead of
Yeah.
sitting around half an hour waiting for that time to come to pick them up.
Yeah, be efficient.
That's,
And finally, money. Has it been worth the investment?
definitely. Look, you know, I'm lucky I work, so I don't think it's astronomical compared to other programs. And
Mm.
even when I was at the gym, one of the trainers came over and he made a few comments. He's like, "Oh, I've never seen anyone bench like as good as you." And I said, "What do you mean?" Because this is when I was quite early on. And he's like, "You've got the best technique of anyone in the gym that I've seen here."
Wow.
And he asked me, "Oh, who taught you?" He did. Where'd you? And he always comes over and goes, "What exercise are you doing now?" And he said to me one day, he asked me, he said, "How much are you paying?" And I told him.
Mm.
And he said, "Oh, you're going to do me out of a job." He goes, "Compared to what I charge, like that, I can't give you all of that for that price." Like
Yeah.
he said, you know, because I was telling him, you know, you've got the diet support with Nikki through nutrition, and you've got all your coaches who you make a phone call with. You've got the lifting support. You put your stuff in for feedback. And he just said, I couldn't match that for that price. The amount of support that you get. Yeah. So to me, I don't think it's over the top expensive. You know, I think it's quite reasonable considering that if you want to get whatever you want to get out of the program, then you get that. If you pay the money and do nothing, of course you're then going to think, oh, it's not worth it. But if you utilise everything that's there and utilise, I suppose, yes, it's actually quite cheap. You know.
Oh, awesome.
You know.
And Teresa, finally, if a woman was sitting on the fence about joining, what advice would you give her?
Look, there's so much benefits to everything. I think one thing that Kitty you haven't kind of brought up. I went for a health check recently, and my blood results came back. Like ever since I've been 18, I've had fatty liver disease because I've been fat essentially, and this is the first test ever in my 40s where it's gone.
So amazing.
Yeah, like I've always had hypertension, gone. There's been so many health benefits to it. Like feeling good about yourself. Definitely those medical, stuff that that you can get on top of. I can honestly say, like, the community at Win at Life is so supportive. The girls that I met up at the event, a couple of us become like good friends, and we still message each other after. And if you're having a shit day, you've got someone, and we all post stuff up and we have a bit of a laugh and we all support each other. We might have a cry or whatever, but I think it's different. It's different to just going, oh, here you go, here's some money, here's your program, so it's just encompasses everything, and it's such a lovely community, and everyone that you've got on board is so lovely. If you want to do it and if you want to make it work for you, you've got to go do it, But you've got to stick to it, and you can't just go, I'm going to do this bit but not this bit or whatever, So, like, it's very supportive. So if you're a bit afraid, and look, I have severe anxiety, sometimes it's hard for me to do new stuff. And I have been anxious on the way. Your staff seem very caring, and I've been honest with them to say I'm anxious about this or whatever. And they're like, okay, well, come on, I'll come hold your hand through it or whatever,
Oh.
So yeah, definitely go.
Oh, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, the coaches are really awesome, except for that Craig. He's a bit scary. So funny, like some of the people at the events were like, oh, a bit scared of him. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I think he came and said hello to me. How you going? I put my head down and went, yeah, okay. I didn't know what to say to him. I thought that was a bit rude.
The scary sausage. Oh, so funny. No, it is. It's a really good community. It really is. There's so many amazing women like yourself, and everyone's really supportive, and there's no bitchiness at all. Like everyone's supports each other, which is so awesome.
Yeah. And look, I don't think it would be tolerated if someone was bitchy. They'd get shut down so quick.
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't happen. Everyone's just lovely.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. Oh, well, thanks so much for taking the time out. I know you're obviously like super busy with your 3 kids and your shift work and everything. And yeah, you should be so proud of yourself. It's amazing. And I really admire you for your grit and your resilience. And, you're just not, when you've had the roadblocks, not little, some big roadblocks, you've just kept going, which is, you should be like really pat yourself on the back. And it'll be exciting to see where you are in another you know, 9, 10, 11, 12. You'll be down another 12 kilos in that time, probably.
That would be awesome if I could.
Oh, you will. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you're a woman and you're watching this, and you want to lose some weight and get healthy and be in an awesome community and just eat real fucking food and not have to starve yourself and do these dumb rabbit food diets, click on the link below and you can book in a free chat with one of our coaches, and we'll see if the program is actually a good fit for you. So thanks again, Teresa, and I'll see you in the program.
Okay, no problem.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.